Hello everyone, welcome to IS, and I'm Varun Khuller, and I'm going to discuss world history from UPSC General Studies Paper 1. And this was a recent paper just happened last week. So this is part 4 of the video. And we're looking at the world history, and I hope everybody, in case anybody is watching this video, I hope that you have read Arjun Dev and gone through normal way. The two suggested, if you have time, do go through our website, right? Okay, let's start the question. Right, but before that, let's talk about the world history weightage in 2018 paper. It's for 15 marks. It was only one question that came. In comparison to previous years, if you think about it, there has been a decline from 2013 where 40 marks came from world history, then 2014 30, then 2015 again 25 marks. Now the last 3 years only one question has come, 12.5 marks, 10 marks and 15 marks. So in some ways, you might think that cost benefit analysis might not be there, but still I would say 15 marks is a lot. It can basically make the difference between you being an IS and an IPS. It can make the difference between which cadre you get also. So it's extremely important. So the question was why indentured labor was taken by the British from India to their colonies, and have they been able to preserve their cultural identity over there? Now, what kind of things? So typically, what's the source for this? NCERT 10th class book has a chapter on this. It's a straightforward question, and even if you haven't read much, you can talk about Fiji and Mauritius. This is a plaque which commemorates arrival from India on 2/11/1834 of indentured labor and the abolition, right, on 31st of May 924, right? So this is in Mauritius. So let's look at the answer now. So indentured labor, is a system of bonded labor, and what happens is that there is a contract to work for an employee for a specific amount of time to pay for his passage to a new country. And this happened in the 19th century. It was a world of faster economic growth as well as great misery, higher incomes for some and poverty for others, and technological advances in some areas and a new form of coercion in others. All right. So basically, it was era of colonialism, and from 1834 to the end of World War I, Britain transported 2 million indentured Indian workers to 19 colonies, including Mauritius, Fiji, Trinidad, Malaysia, Kenya, etc. Right. There were various reasons for doing so. Now, the most famous reason is the abolition of slavery in 1833 in the British Empire. And this was the main reason. Further, right, indentured labor, typically was skilled and was able to work in different sugar, cotton, and tea plantations. They also helped in railway construction projects in British colonies, especially in Kenya, right, West Indies, Africa, Southeast Asia, etc. Further, there was fear of internal security, right, in case the same people continue to work in the same places, right, because now they're free from slavery. Then native labor was expensive, right, and you required more labor as well. There were a lot of developmental projects in the colonies, right. On the other hand, the commercialization of agriculture in India had destroyed, the class of agriculturists, as well as the cottage industry, which was destroyed by the Britishers. UP, Bihar regions, Dhaka, Murshidabad, Kanpur, etc. So typically, what happened was they failed to, give their land revenue and became deeply indebted, and they were forced to migrate, right? So indentured labor agreed to take up work to escape poverty or oppression in the home village. The caste system also was a reason for this. Indentured laborers were known as coolies, and this is mentioned in case if you have read Gandhi Before India by Ramchandra Guha. So that would be one, right? So they were recruited for a contract for 5 years, but in reality that seldom happened. Wages were so low that they were never able to come back, and what they did was they decided to preserve their culture, right? So how did they do that? If you look at that, Fiji had 37% of population of India, Indian descent, and Hindi is the official language there, and it's also an important language in Trinidad and Tobago, Mauritius, Guyana, and Suriname, right? So And the Parvasi Ghat, which actually I showed you, right, the blank in the previous slide, where brave men and women set their first foot in Mauritius more than 175 years ago, right? Hindu festivals are still celebrated in Fiji, Mauritius, etc. Diwali is actually a public holiday in Fiji. There is a festival called Diwali Nagar, which takes place in Trinidad and Tobago, right? And Ram Leela has become an important part of culture in these, countries as well. So cultural identity is there, but obviously has some sort of cultural hybridization which is happening, right? So that's about this question. Do like, subscribe and comment. You can write this answer and get it corrected by us by writing to us at imprintknowledgesolutions@gmail.com, right? And thank you so much.